Hello, hello. Welcome back, gorgeous NFA Money Mamas. It's time for another Biz Breakdown session on the Women Entrepreneur Podcast. And I am really excited today. I know I say that every week, actually. And that's because I attract such awesome women to these Biz Breakdown sessions. This one's really cool because today, Florry Weinstein is coming on. She is the owner and founder of ChampionSpin Fitness and Cycle Studio. And she actually is one of those awesome people who does research on the internet. And she was looking up women entrepreneurs and the podcast came up and she started binge listening, which made me so happy, and decided to come on for a Biz Breakdown session to hang out with me. And, you know, if you are, let's say it's your first time here right now and you're listening to a Biz Breakdown session, what you're going to get is an awesome conversation between me, the host, Dr. Amanda the Money Healer, and a powerful woman entrepreneur who has either started a business, is in the process, is ready to scale. And we're going to talk about tips and tools to help you scale faster and more easily. And if you want to come on for one of these sessions, it's very easy to do it. Just go to www.thewomanentrepreneur.com and click on Get Your Biz Breakdown Session. These are free and it's first come, first served. So make sure you get in there. We're actually already scheduled out through the end of the year for releases. So get in there as fast as you can because I know these are going to book up fast and they're really fun, playful conversations. And Florry today is going to rock it out. So let's bring her on. I'm so excited to hear from her. Welcome to the show, Florry.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to ask the behind the scenes question. When you were typing in women entrepreneurs, what were you researching? Do you remember?
I had like an hour drive and I am a spin instructor. So I'm always listening to music and I was like, I don't want to listen to music today. Because that's all I listen to all day. I want to learn something new. I want to hear from another woman entrepreneur and just hear something different, especially being in the fitness industry. I'm also only hearing about working out and stuff like that. So there's so much that goes into being an entrepreneur. So I just wanted to find a podcast where I could learn something new and get like practical tips as well to like keep pushing in this entrepreneurship lifestyle.
That is awesome. Okay, first, I want to point out that you are amazing because a lot of people get into their business thinking, I'm so excited to build a business and they love the thing that they're focused on, but they forget that whole other part of like, oh, it's a business. And so you can get really into, like in your case, exercise and listen to all of the things about exercise and fitness and you forget, wait, but I've got to remember the business building part. And so good for you for being proactive in that way. That's really cool.
Thank you. I was really excited to find your podcast actually, because typically when I am doing research, I always end up back on a fitness podcast. And it's like, I'm just like, okay, I have to branch out because there's some stuff that I have to do behind the scenes.
Good for you. So that's really cool. Awesome. Okay. So I want to hear your story about how you started. But first, let's ask, if I were to give you a magic wand and tell you like, hey, Florry, you get to create whatever you want in your business by the end of 2023, what would your business look like with that magic wand?
We would have 2 locations for our business, one on each side of Murfreesboro. So anybody could travel freely and be able to make it to a class at 5 a.m. because we start at 5 a.m. And we would have completely filled classes. I call it bursting at the seams.
Nice. Okay. Bursting at the seams for 2 locations. Okay. And right now, so share a little bit where you're at right now.
So right now we just hit 1 year in business.
Okay.
Prior to opening this studio, I actually had another studio in another city, but I have a 1-year-old son. So as you can see, there's a timeline going. I ended up moving closer to my family. So I started from scratch. So basically we're building from the ground up, quite literally. We have a very solid foundation of a community of clientele, a good community of coaches. We have a brother business. So my business partner has a gym. And so we do stuff together. And so right now we're still in that building block phase, but we have our foundation set.
Okay. That's amazing. And when you say we, say more about who the we is.
So funny story. Usually when I say we, I mean me. Like
Okay.
if I'm talking about doing a task or something like that. But I have 4 coaches under me now. And they teach classes. They don't really have to do any of the behind the scenes stuff. They really teach the classes, foster community well with our clients. And then I have a business partner at our brother gym, and he helps us with like legal things like black and white stuff, and just handling like monthly duties that are not inside of the studio.
Okay. Wow. So you've got a really great foundation set already.
Yes.
Do you feel that way?
I do. Sometimes I forget.
Okay.
Like I'm a horrible delegator, so I always forget. I'm like, oh, I have all these other coaches here. I should delegate to them and let them have fun with this because it's really fun.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go first with what you just said because I want you to reframe that in your mind. And this is awesome for anyone here. When you hear yourself say something like, I am a horrible or I am struggling with, we want to instantly reframe that because, and we all do it. You're not alone, Florry. Every single person who comes on here, I've done it. Like everybody does this. And the catch here is that we want to get really conscious of our limiting beliefs. And we don't want to keep reinforcing those negative beliefs about us being not good at entrepreneurship in our mind. And so a really easy way to do it is just notice it and go like, oh my God, do I want to keep running the story that I'm a horrible delegator? Because clearly you're not. You've already grown a team in a year and you're building and scaling. So you're actually, sounds like you're pretty darn good at it actually, right? So let's I want to have you come up with a reframe for that. Instead of saying I am a horrible delegator, let's reframe it. What's a good reframe for you that comes to mind?
Ooh, that's tough. I had to reframe something like that. I can always do better with delegating, and I can help my coaches expand better and utilize them more by allowing them to have these tasks at hand.
Awesome. Okay. So a really simple one. And I'm pulling out my journal because I love coming up with new ways to reframe where our mind 100% believes it. And in this way, it becomes what I call an affirm mantra. So it's like, I'm going to affirm in a repetitive way, which would be the mantra part, because that reprograms my mindset. So you said something really cool. You said, I'm going to get better. So you could say, I'm getting better and better at delegation, right? Because you can believe that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am getting better. So anytime you have that thought like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing delegating, or what if it doesn't work, or I'm a horrible delegator, just in your mind instantly go, I'm getting better and better at delegating. I'm getting better and better at delegating, right?
I like it.
Good. Awesome. Good. Yes. And so for everyone listening, this is how our brain works. We tend to tell ourselves negative stuff often. I would say sometimes hundreds of times a day, especially when we're building a business. It's a new task. It's a new skill set. And so on that learning curve, we feel like little babies, we go like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of scared. And so we can have that negative self-talk going on. So we want to train our inner critic toward positivity because we always want to remember that what we focus on expands. So if you keep telling yourself something along those lines, and I am sure everybody here listening resonates with this and they go, oh my God. So I want everyone to identify, what are you telling yourself about yourself as an entrepreneur that is negative, and instantly reframe it. And I do this every day. I practice reframes every day. So you're not alone. Don't pick on yourself. Don't beat yourself up for doing it. Just go like, okay, oh, awesome. Now I have a tool to reframe. So, in Florry's case, she can say, I am getting better and better at delegating. If you're beating yourself up, let's say maybe you're going, I'm not making the money I want to make yet. I'm not good at business. We could go, I am getting better and better at building a business. I am getting closer to my dream income, like that kind of thing. And just start focusing. I believe it's possible to build a 6-figure business. I love feeling good at delegating. That kind of thing. Does that make sense?
I really like that. I've never even thought, granted, it's like my job to help people be positive. So that's kind of my thing. I'm very optimistic, but I've never even thought of like reframing those phrases because I say that so often.
Yeah. Oh, good. Perfect then. And everyone here, just go to www.nfamoneyformula.com. nfamoneyformula.com. It's my 3 steps. So what you do is you recognize, reframe, repeat to reprogram. And it gives you like a journaling strategy to start practicing. It'll be great to use in your business with your clients as well. Because 100% of humans have this problem.
I'm literally probably going to post about this like this.
Yes. Awesome.
I love it.
That's great. Awesome. Okay. So all that said, it sounds like, so up until now, you feel like you've been struggling with delegation. Are there any other stuck points that you see in the scaling process for you?
I would say because I was struggling with delegating so much, a lot of things that were vital behind the scenes started to slack. So like our social media, I've always done our social media, and it's grown like quite well. Like we're over 1,000 followers now, and I was able to do that and reach people. However, like with running the business, managing the team, having a 1-year-old baby, all of the things, also teaching classes, because at this moment I teach 50% of our schedule.
Okay.
Which that is a goal of mine in 2023 to not do. So that's where I'm reframing. I'm getting better and better at taking myself off the schedule.
Yeah, I love it.
I would say one thing where I kind of got stuck was just those really vital things that need to happen. And some things are not like detrimental to the business, but it's a consistent thing. Like we have towels for our clients. So it's like, oh no, I don't have the towels because my son like threw the towels everywhere. Now it's like, okay, if I can have this reminder in place for the towels and not do them around my son, or even like water. For the studio, we have water for the clients, and there would be multiple occasions where it just slipped my mind, or I left it in my trunk because I'm also doing things like checking in everybody. It's such a simple thing, but I finally like asked one of my lead coaches. I was like, hey, can I give you this task to like, it's just your mission to make sure we have water. And it's something like it costs a few dollars. Like it's not that big of a deal, but it was hard for me to let it go. So I would say being like stuck in that phase of I have to do everything by myself is kind of where we were.
Okay. Awesome. Good recognition, right? These are important things to notice, like where am I struggling and what resources would I need to start up leveling? Because anytime we're scaling a business, there's a lot of hats we wear. I mean, like you're saying, you just listed 8 things in a couple minutes that you do, right? It's like the details that we think about, like social media, towels, water, organization, getting to the place on time. Oh crap, now I got to go back and do this. Like, so we want to get really crystal clear on all the tasks. So one of the things that's really helpful in this way, and I'm pulling out my list here because, you know, when we're building businesses, in our zone of manifestation is the goal that we want to get to. And that's where we have a business that's just humming and thriving because you're in your zone of genius, you've delegated powerfully, and you're doing exactly what you love to do. So your business becomes really magnetic to new clients. And then everyone's doing the same thing in that business. And so you're building a team and they're looking to you for leadership as to how to be organized with your time, right? And so it sounds like, I'm curious, when you say you're teaching 50% of the classes, is teaching the classes something that gives you joy? Is building the business what gives you the most joy? Like, say a little bit more. I want to dig in a little bit to your zone of genius and what you see your zone of genius being.
So that's a good question. I would say teaching the classes and building the business, for me, they go hand in hand because we can't teach the class without people, and we need people to grow the business. The one thing I would say with teaching the classes, that's my prime opportunity to make a connection. I make a lot of connections outside of classes, but it's not until they actually get their butt in a seat. Excuse my French. Well, no, we can.
You're allowed.
To get their butt in a seat, right? That's that moment where they can see, hey, this experience is worth it. We're doing a good thing here, and we're fostering community. And that helps me grow my business. I would say I think they just both bring me joy because there's also been clients that we've gained and I've never even, like, they've never met me. Like, they've never taken my class. They've taken another coach's class. And that's one of those things, that's what I want. And I tell my coaches this often, like, my goal is to be able to be completely off of this schedule and be able to teach because I get to and I want to because it's fun and I love what I'm doing. Not just because this is like the class requirement right now because of the size of our business, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yep. Yeah. So I see in that zone, the when we look at the business scaling roadmap, there's 4 zones, and the second one is to over deliver and undercharge. And I don't know what your rates are, so I'm not sure about that part yet. But I'd say like the over delivering part is what burns us out. So it's like you doing too many things and wearing too many hats. And so your ideal is, it sounds like, I mean, just these few minutes I've gotten to know you, I'm like, oh, you're going to be a powerhouse entrepreneur. I can already tell you're very business minded. Even the fact that you were looking up business versus just fitness says that you are planting the seed for yourself to be a powerful business owner. And I mean, in the gym world, it's like you could franchise and grow huge. I mean, I know gym owners who make millions of dollars. And so I can see that fire and that spark in you, which is very exciting. And what it means is that, exactly like you're saying, you want to start to fine tune what to delegate and get really masterful at your time. And what time mastery takes is you being a master of yourself. And people always think like, I got to master my time, but really it's they got to master themselves to create the most efficient use of time. And the way that you do that is in your zone of genius. And so it sounds like you love to teach your classes and you want to choose them strategically while you also are scaling the business. And so it's teaching a little bit less and managing a team really powerfully, or running a team, growing a team really powerfully.
Exactly that. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So in this zone, when you're thinking about over delivering and wearing too many hats, something that's really important is to make a drop ad list. And so something that you could do that's really easy is, I want you to look back at a week of your work life and write down every single thing you do, and actually a week of your work and personal life. And so I want you to write down every single thing you do in that week on a piece of paper, and you just write it down. Like, it could be like the towels, the washing of the towels, the getting of the water, like all of the things that go into running a business, posting the social media, follow up with clients, that kind of thing. Write every single thing down that you do. And then I want you on the right-hand side of that page to do a drop ad list. And what this is, you're going to do everything you do. Actually, so it's going to be 3 columns, everything you do. One side's going to be love to do it. And the next column's going to be hate to do it, drop ad, right? The things you love to do, you want to be doing more of, because that's in your zone of genius. The things that you hate to do, you want to prioritize when you're going to delegate those things as fast as possible. And this is what's going to help you scale your business faster, because you're going to be delegating away the things you don't like to do, living more in your zone of genius, which helps to have clear focus, clear, no procrastination, clear focus, confidence. And then people feel that energy in your business and they are attracted to it much more easily. So does that sound like, at first, like when you think, just start listing off some of the things you do so we can get your brain thinking in this direction. Like, tell me the things you do in a week.
Whew, it's a lot. So, and this is crazy that you said that, because I'm a list person. Like, I have, and maybe I'm like an old lady for it. I'm 27, by the way, but I have like a checklist literally where I can hit the button and check it off, like everything that I have to do that day. And then even like expenses, stuff like that. So that is
awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
If I had to go like we'll say Sunday to Monday, it's changed drastically, I would say, in the past month and a half. Because I did recognize that I wasn't doing anything for myself. So now it is a little bit differently.
Good.
But Mondays, I don't teach any classes. Somehow I still end up at the studio always. But I don't teach classes. I'm usually dropping off towels or making sure there's like the studio's spick and span. Tuesday through Saturday, I'm teaching classes. Tuesday through Thursday, I might teach 2 classes back to back. And then Friday, I might just have 1. Saturday, I have a class. And then in between that time, I'm doing leads management. Up until a month ago, I was running our social media. So I now have a social media manager for the studio.
Nice.
I'm updating the website. I'm planning the schedule. Like I'm a big planner. So like I'm planning through Christmas and New Year's right now for the studio. Just because we've done it before. So now I know what I can be doing. I'm meeting with my business partner. We usually meet like virtually because we have crazy schedules. I'm doing podcast things for my own personal life. And then, I'm being a mom as well. So
okay,
he's in daycare, but like I'll take daycare or picking up daycare, depending on the day. And then I'm also like, once I get home, I usually like finish my day around 5 or 6. However, if we have like an evening class, I might be at the studio just getting videos or just making sure like the experience is going well, like with the lobby. So I would say it's kind of a lot of things. It's a little hard to dial it down sometimes. So I think right exactly what I'm doing would be very interesting to see as well.
Yeah. But okay. Awesome. That's a great start. And I want everyone here, including you, Florry, to think about doing a time log for a week of writing down everything you do, because it brings you a lot of clarity about places to fine tune. I know you know this as a fitness instructor, whatever you track can be improved, right? Yes. Because you're focusing on it. And so time is one of those things that we tend to let be out of control, because we're just going. And so we never get conscious of like, what am I actually doing with my time? And is it effective? And you're wearing a lot of hats. And I want everyone here to acknowledge themselves as business owners, because it's true. Like, there are so many hats to wear. And I really do believe that everyone goes through these 4 stages, and you don't really get to skip a stage. Like, unless you've built a business before, then you could potentially skip a stage and go straight to this next business being in your zone of manifestation quickly. But when you're starting a business, there's a huge learning curve, and there are a lot of tasks. You know, it's like the bookkeeping and the marketing and the getting better at the task. It's the expert area itself. Those are huge jobs in and of themselves. Now you're adding on motherhood, right? You've got a baby, 1-year-old, they've got a lot of energy, right? And then we've got, you know, some people have like the friends, the partners, all the stuff. Okay. So I know everyone here has a lot on their plate, and I know that it's easy for us to all say, that's just the way it is. And I love that Florry is here today. You're awesome, because I see in you, you're like, I heard this. I have the opportunity to go on and talk to Dr. Amanda, who's scaled this to 6 figures and is on her way to 7. And I want to get help. Like, that's what we all need. We need other people to help us see what we can't see. And for you, it's, I mean, especially at this stage in the game, it sounds like you're going to move through the stages really quickly, because you're a quick learner, like you implement quickly. And so just make sure you're writing that list and getting really clear on what to drop, automate, or delegate. Okay. The drop part of that list is going to be stuff that you've been told you should do, but isn't necessarily making you any money. And you could drop it for right now. The automated stuff, like automated systems. This could be automating social media. This could be automating email follow-ups to people who have come and checked out your business, and now they're like potentials. You want to have an automated system to follow up. It could be automating your day through having a blocked schedule, right? So it doesn't feel chaotic and crazy everywhere. And then the delegate stuff is things that you could pay someone else, or find someone else even to do, let's say, an internship or something along those lines, where you don't even need to pay any money. Or you could pay, you know, I want you to think about how much is my hourly rate for myself and the work I do. And if I can pay someone less than I make per hour, and I don't always like to set people up for in a per hour way of thinking, but let's just say if you calculate, like what really is my hourly rate right now? And then if I can delegate that to someone else for less and free myself up to be more in my zone of genius, you're going to make money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. So that is at your stage in the game, the most helpful tools to start getting really clear. So everyone here, an action step for you, Florry, and everyone listening, do a time log and a time tracking for the week, and start to see, how do I spend my time, and where could I drop, automate, and delegate things away that I don't enjoy, because I want to get more and more into my zone of genius. And that's what helps me scale quicker. And so it's, you know, I like to think of this as a strategy mixed of like, you're raising your vibrational energy and your vibrational frequency to attract easier business. And you're doing something that's very business strategic focused, right? So the tracking system is one of the simplest tools. And then mix that with your reframed mindset, where you go like, every time you go like, hey, ooh, I'm a badass business owner. Badass business owners track, right? And yes. So I want you to start really visualizing in your mind, like, what is Florry? Like, imagine yourself and go like, who is Florry, and how does she act as the CEO of a awesome, growing, scaling, huge company? Right? So you got to start getting that CEO mindset and thinking like, a CEO doesn't necessarily get the water. They have someone else get the water. right?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. I feel like you were in my head at some point. Like I have a list and it says things that I want for myself in this year. So like I have one for 2022. Now I'm working on 2023. And like the biggest thing for my business was like elevate my mindset.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, just like when we started ChampionSpin, I did start as the only instructor. I'm self-taught, so it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I know what I want people to experience, my coaches to hold as values, but now I just need to actually do it. And it's been a lot of learning, but I feel like I finally have that solid team to where I could step back and work on myself and elevate my mindset and also lead them even better, because as we continue to grow, that means the schedule grows and that means my class load might grow. So it's one of those things where I need that to not grow. I need their class load to grow. I need them to thrive as well. So I really like that you said that CEO mindset.
Yeah, that's so good. And we need more power women like you in the world. Like, really, I mean, having your own business you said you're 27 years old?
Yes. I'm like 40 in my head. I was
awesome.
in the military. So
yeah,
the military aged me 10 years at least, but I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Most people that are my age are not doing what I'm doing. So
yeah. You're very wise. I love that. I think that often every year of my life in the last, I'd say 15, I'm like, I feel like I've lived 10 years every year in the last 15. Because I've had so many experiences and lived so many lifetimes. And I'm like, whoa, I have like a young spirit and also a lot of wisdom, like young in that I'm playful and I like to have fun and those kind of things. But yes, I can see that vibrancy in you. I want to show everyone your website. If you're on YouTube, you can see Florry's website. So another cool thing, she built this website. So she's getting good at marketing and she's practicing and she's taking action and she's going for it. Like, I see the fire. It's so awesome. I love exercising. This is one thing I don't talk about it that much on here, but I'm like a crazy athlete. Like, I've done marathons and triathlons, and I was a state champion swimmer, and like I love working out. So like when someone is into fitness, I'm like, oh my God, I love it. And spinning is intense. Like, I know you're a badass if you're a spinner.
It is. I can't even lie. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it really is. I've done a lot of like solo training. I went to one spin class in Boulder, Colorado at the rec center where I lived. And I was in incredible shape and it kicked my butt.
Yes. My first class, and I tell people this all the time, it's kind of like a marketing tactic, I guess, because my first spin class, I absolutely hated it.
Really?
I can't believe people do this for fun. I can't believe this is a thing. But I kept going back. And then that's how I learned. I was like, okay, I genuinely believe that I could offer this service, build this community, and do it in my own way and be successful. And so that's how I always tell people, because I'm like, your butt hurts the first time you ride the bike.
So bad.
You can't breathe for a few days, but it's like you come back and you continue to be better. And it always works. Like, that consistency always helps people be better. So
yeah, that's really cool. Do you see yourself at some point like mixing the combination of people coming in and then also doing online stuff?
Yes, so we tried online for a little bit, but it was also, and I'm like very self-aware, so it was a time where I had way too much on my plate. Mm-hmm. My son was much younger, handling the equipment, all of the things. We didn't know too much about it, but we actually have an on-demand library like right now.
Okay.
Like a bunch of videos. We have some on YouTube as well. Like, if you just look up our business name, so you can see some of our classes.
Okay, I see it.
Our coaches on the website, all of it.
That is awesome, man. I mean, really, Florry, you're rocking it. I just want to encourage you and inspire you to keep going, because, and I don't see any reason you're not going to. Like, really, you are way ahead of the game, and I can feel your energy and your fire, and you already have so much clarity and you're taking action. So I think that just, it's some fine tuning around belief system of what's possible, and also just some tactical strategies to help you get clear on delegation and automation so that you can scale without killing yourself.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah. So I would say, I mean, we could talk for a long time because this is so fun. So everyone, check her out online. This is really cool. She has 1K cal challenge on her website. Oh my God, 1,000 calorie
we
workout
just did that
challenge.
on Saturday. It was insane. I did not participate this year. I actually had my son with me, but I ran with the participants. But that's me and my business partner right there.
Love it.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Okay. I forgot to tell everyone who's on the podcast what the website is. So share website and where they can find you on Instagram.
Yes. So our website is www.championspin.com, and you can see everything there. You can see all of my coaches. You can see our schedule, all the fun things. And then our social media, we're on Instagram, which is ChampionSpin_. We're on Facebook, which is ChampionSpin Fitness and Cycle Studio. I should know these better, right? And then we're on TikTok as well, but we're coming. We're coming for TikTok. And that's just ChampionSpin. And yeah, it's a fun time. All my coaches are on social media, so you can even find their social medias through our pages and get to know our team.
Awesome. So cool. Okay. Oh, so many good things. Okay. I want to know for you, what is an action step you're going to take between now and when I check on you next week? Something we talked about today. What's an action step for you?
Yes, so I see a lot of lists in my future. Definitely a time log, which it works because today is Monday and I already know everything I did today. So I'm definitely going to start my time log.
Perfect.
And then I'm also going to make my columns with things that I love, things that I don't love. I can already name all those things.
Okay,
good. And then I'm also going to start to recognize what I can drop, automate, and delegate.
Awesome. Quick learner. I love it. Okay. And then add one more thing to that. Definitely go listen to the NFAmoneyformula.com. Go there and it'll give you the exact reframe strategies I use and then give you ideas on how to start reframing. And that'll be a great tool you can use with your clients as well. To teach a reframing mindset, because it looks like, I know in your business, I saw, mindset is big for you. And I know it for all athletes it is, or people that are changing their bodies, changing their life. Obviously, I'm a mindset coach, so I always think it's the first go-to. Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
Cool. Oh, it's been so joyful to have you on. Okay, so everyone remember, definitely go check Florry out, ChampionSpin.com. She has on-demand classes, so if you aren't local to her, and actually, I don't even know if you shared that, did you say in the beginning where you are?
We're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We're close to Nashville. Everyone knows what Nashville is. Most people don't know what Murfreesboro is. So yeah, we're close to Nashville. We're in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Okay, awesome. And so even if you don't live in that area, go check out her on-demand classes. And then also just go to Instagram and give her a shout out and give her some encouragement. Because, really, I know there's a wide age range of everyone here who's listening, but a 27-year-old woman entrepreneur who is kicking ass in the world needs encouragement and needs to be cheered on, because get ready, she's gonna rock the world.
And we all have so much time to go, so yeah,
right. And we all get to be in this together, right? Like, I look back at 27 and I'm like, wow, my life was very different than yours. In some ways, I had 3 kids by the time I was 27, and so it's like my life was a lot about motherhood at that age, and I started my business building journey way later. And so when I see women like you who are rocking it out at a young age, even with a toddler, that is awesome. And I just want to encourage you, you are an inspiration to the world, really.
So that means the world, because, oh my goodness, entrepreneurship is a life. It is the life.
It is. I always say that it's a spiritual journey because it'll bring up every dark part of yourself, like all the shadow parts that you get to deal with.
100%.
Yeah, all the fears, doubts, uncertainties, insecurities, money fear, all of it, right? And that's why I love entrepreneurship, because it's such a spiritual journey that we get to be on together. That's what the Women Entrepreneur Podcast is all about. So thank you so much for being on today, Florry.
Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to listen back because I'm already obsessed with this episode. So
Awesome. Yay. I love to hear that. And thank all of you so much for being here too. This is why I do what I do every day. Like I wake up inspired, alive, and looking forward to doing stuff like this. When I have a biz breakdown session on my calendar, I'm like, yes, I can't wait. I mean, because I get to meet the people who are listening to the podcast and I get to help you out in whatever way that I can. And that really inspires me. So make sure that if you haven't yet, go to the womenentrepreneurpodcast.com page and just click on the Get Your Biz Breakdown session. And yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. I'm grateful for you. And until next time, NFA money making high fives.